Hello everyone, and welcome on into another YouTube video. We are continuing our natural wood challenge, which means we can't get a forester. I am not allowing myself to plant a forester, so whatever wood we have on the map, that's all that we got. So last time we were able to get this bad water source sealed off. We're allowing our beavers to build up this deep bad water pump, and they're going to be working on getting these levees in. Then we'll be able to have a source of bad water that we can use to build some explosives. And then we've got a tunnel that we're going to be building under here to fill this area up. And that will allow us to get this section greened so we can have some more trees come in. That is the plan. That's what I've got planned for here. I am going to just extend the tunnel just so that it's a 3, because I think that's going to give me even just a little bit more green space as well, with the water going underneath. So that is the plan for that. Which means I am going to need to do that one as well, I think. Yep. And they'll be able to reach that from underneath. Build that on top. Okay. And so we've got this little area out here for some farmland that's going to be happening. And we are going to eventually get the beavers working on this section. So we're just going to go ahead and start the run. See where we get. Oh, and I meant to do this earlier, but I always forget. I'm going to turn off the sky fog. It just makes things a little bit clearer, especially when we zoom out. And that's through the development console. If you're not sure, that's part of the experimental branches. You can open up that console. And honestly, that is the only thing I use the development console for, unless I'm also accessing the 4 times speed, which is 30 times, and the 5 times speed, which is 99 times. But other than that, I keep the developer console off, and it's usually just to toggle the fog, thanks to one of my viewers who gave me that tip in a previous YouTube video. All right, continuing on with the 3 speed. Now, like I said, the 4 speed, so you can see right now, I'm right here, we're up at the top. It's only got the 3. I'm hitting number 4 on my keyboard, but it's not working. If I open up the developer console and I just hide the developer controls, but then I hit 4, you can see up here it goes to 30. So that's how you can access it. You can only access that times 4 and the times 5, which I've just hit 5 and it's now gone to 99 speed. Those 2 options are only available when the developer console is actually open, meaning you have this little area here to show that you've got the development controls. So we're just going to leave it on 3 for now. If I feel like I need to speed it up later on, I will. But for now, I think we're going to be just fine. And like I said, bad tide is coming in. We are good on water. And food is another situation. It depends how long the bad tide lasts. But I'm not expecting the bad tide to last long, because we're still fairly new into the bad tide season. So it shouldn't last too long. And with this one being shut off, it should actually, we shouldn't have any overflowing issues down here, which is what I'm looking forward to. So we're just going to pause this so I can raise this up, just so that all the bad water will flood out there. And that being done, I do also want to shut those down, because 1.3K in water should last us the 5 days, no problem. Yeah, so this bad water is going to come out here and flow down here. And like I said, I'm not expecting any flooding over top of this section. This side is fine. Oh, we do have a, okay. And it's gone. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be bad like we had the last time, because we shut this source off already. So that makes sense. just doing a check on our 5-ish areas of trees. So we've got one tree area here with this beaver here. I'm actually going to pause this one so that this area has a chance to grow down and out a bit more. So we'll have this area, which this beaver can get to, this whole area, which this beaver can access, and then we've got this one that this beaver gets to, and then we've got one up here, which this beaver gets to. And, oh, you know, we can actually, yeah. This is the one we were using. We'll just go like that. Will I go like that? Do that, that's a little better, but then he'll be able to access those other trees. So we'll get a few more logs in just during this bad tide season. We did find that this pattern, and link in the description to the cut trees mod that I have in there. We did find that this one, this sparse pattern, was kind of the best way to get the most amount of trees with this natural wood thing that we're doing, you know, where the trees repopulate themselves. That one, we found that was the fastest. I ran it. There's a YouTube short that you can see that I did that will actually show you how I scienced it out. So we determined which was the best one for us. All right, so we're down to just kohlrabies, which not happy with, but that's because we don't have any power being generated for the fermenter or for that one, because we're relying on the water wheels. Because the other power options that I have are the large power wheel, which is powered by 4 beavers, which would be fine, but I'm out, you know, I don't really have the beavers to support that. And the steam engine is all great, but the steam engine takes logs, and logs are at a premium. I need the logs for building because we don't have a forester to replant everything, so I have to be careful with how I utilize the logs. I think what I'd like to do is eventually have this area, work it so we have a diversion system in place for bad water, but then I'd like to work it so that we have the good water coming here, and then the good water will split off this way to green this area, have good water come down this way to keep this area green, and then build a system. I think we're going to have to just end up dynamiting out some of this area and have the water come down here and build a dam around here so the water can flow down this way and then green more of this area as well. I think that's going to be the best option for us. The only thing is, and I have to find a way of how I'm going to science this. I don't know if trees will grow saplings on a cliff above or below them. We already know, because I did science it earlier, that this far down they will not, but I don't know if a sapling can grow on a 1 up or a 1 down from a level. That's something I'm going to have to try sciencing later on. But for now, we just have to go with no. It's always better to err on the side of caution. Planks and is my... Oh. Oh yeah, we do have those open. Okay. I have 16 free bit. Okay. Let's... Oh, those are warehouse, right. I was all confused. I thought these were... No. I thought these were houses, and I was like, oh, I'm going to pause the houses. No, these are warehouses, and I need those warehouses built. Right. Okay, just going to give this a minute to clear out just a little bit more of that bad tide that I can see there. Perfect. And now we'll bring this back down to 1.9, which is where it was before. And this is, I mean, this is the part of the problem with this build, is that it's just, you know, it's a waiting game, is what it is. Okay, target height is going to be 0.5. Actually, I can make it 0.75. That's fine. It'll get there and it'll stop. These are great, these fill valves, because the fill valves don't require any other automation. They're just going to target the 0.75 and then they'll stop themselves, which is awesome. And these are here just, you know, so that we'll be able to build some of that dynamite. So I think... Just trying to think if it's worth putting in one more breeding pod, but I think we're going to be okay, because most of these empty workspaces really are due to the hauling post. We could actually yeah, I think we can pause the smelter. Let me just see. Let me see. Oh yeah, because we're just plugging that up. Okay, yeah, so we can pause the smelter. That is not a problem. Yeah, because we don't have any more metal that's being built. Okay. Waiting. Oh yeah, waiting on gears for that. Okay. So we can unpause this. So the beavers are now going to be starting to build this staircase, then these staircases, and that one, and then they'll start working on here, which is just what we want. Actually, that is something... Oh, that's a lot of wood and planks, though, yeah. Let's see, 36 planks. And this is 6. Yeah, I could accomplish the same thing that I wanted with those. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. That'll work out just fine. That's how we'll do those. Okay, the water is getting back up for storage. Exactly what I wanted to see. And we've got more logs out, which means we should be able to make more planks. You know, I can... that's how we... Yeah, let's just decrease these. We don't need to two-shift. All of these. That will give us some... Will give us a couple beavers back anyway. Yes, we'll always have some in the hauling post. Because that's important. All right. How are we doing? Ah, good. They've got working on that one. Oh, and once I plug this off, what I could actually end up doing then is I could delete these. And we can delete them back one at a time. Oh, no, I can't. I can't delete those yet. Can't delete those yet. I was thinking what I could do is I could delete these back, and then we could have good water flow in both sides, which would be very good. But I realized I can't do that because we still have to have this diversion in place for bad water during the bad water season. So can't do that just yet. Ah, good. Our warehouses are built. That's good. We're still waiting on 4 more gears for this one. And those just take logs. Okay. I still don't understand why... Oh, because these two aren't supplying enough power. Okay. So... we're going to need to build one more. Excellent. That one gear is going to go into here, and we're going to finish this 2-boy station. Perfect. And now we've got these guys. Excellent. So we'll have that more food. You know what? We are... Okay. Yeah. I'm going to need to have to put one more breeding pod in. That's fine. And we'll prioritize that one. I don't actually... I'm going to pause this one, and we're just going to see how these guys do. I don't think I'm actually going to need a 3rd farmhouse there. I don't know why I put the 3rd farmhouse there. I think this is a small enough area that 2 will be able to handle it with no issue. In fact, I'm not even... We're not going to 2-shift those farmhouses for now. We're going to leave them as is, just with the 1 shift. I think that'll be more than enough. Okay, they've built those ones. Excellent. And now they're working on this. One more plank and one more log. No, 4 more logs. I can count. I swear. I swear I can count. Okay, I think I'm gonna take that out. Just so that these guys can populate all up around here. That's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna do the same thing here so that these 2 guys can start pushing out saplings around them as well. All right, these guys just need 4 logs. Perfect. Ah, that one's built, so we should have a decent beaver population. Got 60 of those. I don't think... Oh, I did pause it. Okay. Good, good. Sometimes I am SMRT. And I know what I'm doing. 2 more. Oh, and we got 2 in stock. Okay, perfect. Come on, you can do it. Okay, that has enough power now. Hopefully that will up the productivity. I think this was a combination of not enough power, and we still don't have haulers because haulers are the lowest priority here on the work ladder. So I think we're going to have to wait until that other breeding pod kind of kicks out a couple beavers for us. No big deal. Okay, and how's this one? Power supply, demand. Okay, that's good. Okay, we've got gears on hand. I don't need gears for anything. Not at this time. So I'm going to pause the gear workshop, and I'm going to unpause the explosives factory. That's going to do 2 things for us. It's going to start using up some of the bad water that we've been collecting, and it's also going to get this area greened in for us, which is going to be good. So we will need planks for that. See, this is good because we've got a bunch of trees that, like, we can see a lot of these tree saplings are up and coming. Same with these ones. So we are getting, you know, like, it is a very slow trickle. Don't get me wrong. I am not trying to say that we're getting a lot of trees in. That's not at all what I'm saying, because that's not true. But we are getting a slow trickle of trees in, which is good. That's what we want. I mean, ideally we'd like it to be more, of course, but it is what it is. These guys give me one. Okay, yeah, so we're waiting for these to kind of, you know, fill out, do their thing. Actually, what I could do... I can do just like what I did at the other places. We'll just leave that last row. Oh, and you know what? I'm looking at this. I didn't even think. Okay, so all I need is to build one there so they can reach that, because they can reach those from here. They can reach those. So I just need to build one there. One, two, three, four. Yeah, that is, I believe that's the cheapest way for me to do that, because I don't have to build out two things. Yeah, because they'll be able to build all of that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, let's just bring this up and shift it to a 4. That way they'll move just a little bit faster. Oh, you know what? I am going to build a weather... Oh, I need treated planks for the weather station. Darn it. Okay. Well, that's no bueno. What I wanted to do was automate these water pumps so that they will only pump water during a good season. If it's bad tide or bad water season and a drought, then they're turned off and I don't have to worry about them drying this place out. I mean, that is why I'm building this thing too, though, is so that, you know, I can at least fill this place in with water and I'll have a slight reservoir's worth, but That's just a crazy dream at this point because again, you know, it's just the logs. Trying to get the logs in. 22 planks though. Okay, so we do have planks on hand, which is not bad. Oh, right, yeah. How many? 4. Oh, we only need 8. Yeah, we're good for that. Okay. Oh no, I've only, okay, no, that's fine. I've only got 1 worker vacancy. Excellent, I don't have to worry about that then. Ah, this is good. Okay, we've got lots of cassava stored up. So then what I want to see is how high does this productivity get? Now, is it 47% per shift? See, this is the problem that I don't know. Is it 40, like, so is it really like 96, 94% productivity? And it's just because it's split between the 2 shifts? That's what I'm thinking, because I've never seen it go above 50 when I 2-shift it. This one is only 33, which kind of makes a bit of sense because it doesn't have cassavas in there. It's a little bit further, but it is still prioritized by hauler, so, you know, they should be bringing stuff. Ideally, I'll be moving this, you know, like things a little bit more, but we just kind of put them out where we could put them out right now. Once we get the log situation sorted out, that's where we'll have to that's when we'll start looking at moving everything. Okay, how are we doing over here? Okay, excellent. They got that built. Oh, okay, good. They've built those. They should be building that one soon. Okay, that's in, so it's just this. Perfect. That's going to be so nice to have that done. Just like that. All right. All that bad water gone. Love that. All right. Now, this should be the next thing that they start working on. Oh, they need extract too. Ugh. Dang it. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, let me just count. Okay, how much dynamite do they need? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 32. They need 96 plus the one I have up top. So they need 97 sticks of dynamite. Okay. So if we just call it 100, let's just call it 100. That'll give me a couple extras. So I'll let them finish off this, and then we're going to have to build an extract thing for them. How am I going to power that? I do like how many planks I have stocked up, though. That's very nice. Okay, so how do I build that? And where? It needs 200 horsepower. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think best bet is going to be to do it this way. How do I have... I ran out of water. So I may need another water pump. Supply, yeah, okay. That's okay. We only need to have this going just to plunk that thing out, so that'll be okay. Oh, we got to turn this thing back on. Okay. What do I need? Oh, yeah, just another 2. Okay, one more block. One more block. Perfect. Okay, you're done. Turn you off. Perfect. Okay, so we got all these guys going. Okay. And look at that. They're starting to go underneath, which is awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. Oh, yeah, we don't want that one. That's a dev mod tool. Okay. Pause. We're just going to pause that for now because... Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Yeah, just so I know where it ends. Because knowing me, I will forget. Okay, we'll just prioritize that. Put that there. Okay, there we go. They're coming in. Yeah, we don't have... Yeah. A little bit out of planks, and that's what we're going to be waiting for. So, okay. Let's throw these guys back down to a +3 speed. But there we go. Okay, we did good this time. You know, we're letting our trees here grow a little bit more. You can see we've got an extra few rows here, so this is going to fill out nicely. I am going to wait until these come down a little bit more before we set them up for cutting. The word I'm looking for. Same thing over here. We've got some trees here, which are going to be populating this area nicely, which is great. I am going to need to figure out how to come here. You know, I may just end up building another 2-way station out here and then putting a logger or 2 here so they can access this whole area now that we don't have to worry too much about bad water stuff. Then this area is going to finish filling up. And then once this is here, we'll be able to take out some of this road to allow these trees to come fill in this area. So we've got a good plan going on. What I want to do, work on for next time, I think at least pre-planning it, because I don't think we're going to have the resources for it. Speaking of, I may come in and I'm going to start deleting a lot of these things that we don't need so we can start picking up these supplies. Because if we don't need to get back up here again, let's pull those planks out, put them in storage, and use them where they're needed. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves started for a reservoir, and we're also going to get ourselves set up for an automatic bad tide diversion. Whether we actually build that, like I said, I don't know if we're going to get to that point just with the resources, but that's what we're going to do next time. Let's start with the cleanup. Let's start reclaiming some of these resources, and we'll start getting some of this other area finished. And then eventually, in a couple episodes, we're also going to rethink how our colony is kind of laid out. Let's get things moving a little bit better so that we have like a full industrial area, because it's going to help once we get this filled up with water so we can adjust kind of where everything is. Thank you guys so much for coming along. I really appreciate it. If you want to see me stream live, I do so Monday through Friday over on Twitch, starting at about 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.